I'm in conversation with the flying Finn, Mika Hakkinen. Who would have thought that he'd be driving me around Mumbai city? Now, this is absolutely something special. So Mika, tell us, has Mumbai traffic absolutely shocked you?
My answer is yes. It's quite amazing how the people driving in Mumbai and the quantity of the cars.
And I think one really has to have reflexes to drive in these kind of conditions that we see here. And you know, you're here for join the pact, build the safety. So what do you think that India really needs to improve, you know, the conditions that we have over here? Because there's not a lot of discipline.
Oh, that's a good question. When you have more than 1 billion people in a country, and what you have to improve, it's quite difficult me to comment too much. But what is important is always safety. Road safety is important. Never drink and drive, and join the pact. I think it's very important that the people always remember that stay in control is one of the most important things. So it's not all about think about yourself. It's think about the others. And when you are driving, and like today, we are driving here, is to keep the distance to other car, and to make sure that you know your limits.
Yes.
It's very important.
And you know, you started driving when you were actually 5 years old. And you know, that's strange when we talk about safety to understand a child driving at 5, you know. Of course, it's in controlled environments, it's on a karting track and things like that. But do you think that, you know, it's actually better that when you start driving really young, because it sort of builds your skills, it builds your respect on the road? And do you think that more and more driving should be inculcated in a safe environment to younger people? Do you think that would help?
Yeah, that is correct also, but it doesn't only come from the young child. It's coming from the parents. In Finland, example, the conditions are very challenging, and winter time, example, in Finland, we have only maybe 1 hour or maximum 2 hours. We have to light.
That's right.
During a day, so it's very dark. And when you sit in the back seat, you have seat belts on, you look at how your parents are behaving when they're driving on the road, it already gives you indication that, okay, you have to be aware all the time of danger and the behavior on the road. And that's where everything should start. When you're talking about the kid who is 5 years old or 6 years old, you know, they cannot even read yet that age.
Yeah.
So it's a parent's job to give them indications and directions of life.
What about autonomous driving? What do you think about autonomous driving? You know, for someone who loves being behind the wheel, does that make you feel that yes, you know, it could become a safer place with autonomous driving, or do you feel people have to be behind the wheel?
You mean automatic?
Yeah, you know, cars that are driving themselves these days. So the driverless cars that we talk about, the new technology that's coming.
Well, I think it's a good idea, of course. It is definitely a good idea because it brings the more safety to the roads.
But would you trust your life in the hands of a machine and say, okay, it's going to do everything? Do you feel like there has to be times when, you know, people control is still so much better than just the machine?
No.
Okay, that's interesting to know.
No, because if you jump in an elevator, you go to elevator, press the button, yes, you trust the elevator take you up or down. You press the number and okay, this is where the computer or the machine takes you. But the fact is, when you are really putting your family inside in a car, and this world, when we are sitting in a car and there's other cars around, it's a very complicated world.
That's right, yeah.
So elevator is a very good example because it's quite a simple moment.
Yeah.
But I don't think I could never feel comfortable in a car which is automatically driven by a computer.
Basically, you know, it took you also when you joined McLaren. It took a long while, 4 years, till you actually went and got a podium. And is there a lot that comes from the driver as well? You know, because you have to build your car, the technical knowledge, a lot of input comes from the driver as well. So is that a very important part of it as well when you're a racing car driver, to have a lot of technical background?
It's definitely correct. You need to have a lot of technical background. But the best thing, it has to come inside yourself. You know, you have to be curious. You want to understand. You know, like we're in a car today now sitting. I want to know everything. You know,
Yeah.
how this works and this works. You're just gonna sit, oh, nice car, nice to drive. No, I want to know everything. And when you know more information, you become a champion.
And the current drivers, you know, Lewis Hamilton, what is your opinion on the drivers of today?
They are great. There's quite a good number of talents out there. But if you look to my days and today's Grand Prix drivers, the competition level has become much more equal. Mm-hmm. Just because there's much more knowledge for drivers to learn to be better. But still the talents, couple of talents, still coming out from the rest.